Right, so we continue Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, and we're on the topic of very interesting. So sanctify Shabbos, preparation for preparation for Shabbos. So we're in halacha number 4, and it says, it is written in Shmos 20 verse 8. Remember Shabbos day and sanctify it. Okay, this means that every day one should remember that the Shabbos to sanctify it. If one encounter a prominent food item, right, that is not commonly found every day, and it is not a perishable item, it should be purchased in honor of Shabbos. On Erev Shabbos, it is a mitzvah to rise early in the morning to buy what is needed for Shabbos. One may buy these items even before morning prayers, as long as this will not cause him to miss praying with congregation. It is better to buy what needs on Erev Shabbos to honor Shabbos than on buying Thursday. However, if it is something that requires preparation, he should buy on Thursday. Upon every purchase he makes, he should say for honor of Shabbos. It is one of the institution of BeEzrat described that people should launder their clothing in honor of Shabbos on Thursday, not on Erev Shabbos. Because on Erev Shabbos, one must be involved with other needs of Shabbos. Okay, so we stop here. That's halacha, and let's do from the beginning, and I'm going to explain. Because it's sounds very simple, and we all know, but besides the knowing things, as we just said in Sefer HaKadosh, we have to adhere to this halacha and follow them very, very precisely. So again, as somebody asked us a question, there is a question I did not answer yet, right? I saw it, but I did not have a chance. on one of our videos, a person, I think I even said, like, is it enough to wash their hands, feet, and face in honor of Shabbos? So as actually we said yesterday in Rambam's class. So right, so a person must go to baths like once in 7 days, right? It says it's not necessarily in honor of Shabbos, like it's preferably, but not necessarily. If he does another day, no problem. So that person asks if enough I wash only hands and feet, and face. So and the asker, the right question would be, why you put yourself in this situation? Right? If person we have to think why I don't have time. If person was taking care of little children, right, newborn or something. If they have an elderly person in the house, they have like a disabled person, right? They have to take care. Right? It's understandable. Or somebody is sick. But if person just work very close to Shabbos, like left, let's say 2 hours before Shabbos, got stuck in the traffic, got stuck in the public transportation, right? So it's not an excuse. Have to leave early. So always like when we don't put yourself in that situation, right? Okay. So let's start from the beginning. We're going to expand. So the verse says, "Remember Shabbos and sanctify it." Right. So that's actually also the verse. The reason the way I understand for Friday night Kiddush, which is biblical, right? So how do you sanctify? Sanctify with words. Okay, this means that every day one should remember that the day of Shabbos to sanctify it, right? So commentary. The word Zachor, right, is written in Hebrew with grammatical word form of Pa'ol, which denotes ongoing activity, right? And a more precise rendering Zachor would be grammatically awkward, be remembering. See Rashi to this verse. This is understood here to mean that one should continuously remember Shabbos, even during the other days of the week. Kitzur proceeds to explain how one should fulfill the injunction to remember Shabbos during the rest of the week. And one of the, I'm not sure why he did not say, maybe he's going to mention later on, I don't remember. Right, so one of the things how we remember, like how we fulfill this mitzvah every day after Shacharis. We say today is such and such day after Shabbos. So on Sunday we say it's the first day after Shabbos. Monday is today is second day after Shabbos. Right, every day, so everybody like is being aware what was the day, especially like in olden days. So today we have calendars where really there are so many free calendars. So other people ask me like something like, where can I buy calendar? Buy calendar because I mean we're spoiled here. Because I mean people print the calendars as advertisement. So of course there is the business advertisement. Of course, many times the funeral homes would give out this free calendar. I mean they're nice calendars, very convenient. But it's, I mean, we have it for free, but in other places they have to sell. I mean, they sell them. So the point is, in olden days, they did not have calendars. As we said yesterday, I think that people did not have was it yesterday? I don't know. So people did not have watches or clock, so they did not know what time is it. Forget about right. So they did not know. So in this case, when the whole community could not get it wrong, right? So the minute somebody would know what day is it, and they keep counting. Okay. So I mean, it's in a spiritual level, the mitzvah. It's also in a practical level. So if a person comes to synagogue, he knows exactly what day today is and how many days is before Shabbat. Like a few times in my life, somebody asked me what time is Itzkor, right? People don't usually go to shul, but on Itzkor they would come and say the prayer for their deceased parents. And tell them the truth, I never know, like I don't care what Itzkor is. Like you come to the morning at the time we start, like at night or 8 a.m. for example. So you stay there from 8 a.m. So you're not going to miss Itzkor. You are there. But if people would come only for the Itzkor, like 11, 11:30, and 12, so that's the problem. They can miss it. Okay, so continue. If one encounters a prominent food item that is not commonly found every day, and it's not a perishable item, he should purchase it in honor of Shabbos. So we have to remember, in olden days, there were no refrigerators. So if it's not perishable, for example, maybe fruit. So, I mean, fruit can survive without refrigerator several days, no problem. I mean, not all of them, but most of them, right? Or vegetable, no problem. So they have to buy it early in honor of Shabbos. On honor of Shabbos, it is a mitzvah to rise early in the morning and to buy the needs for Shabbos. So especially in olden days, like all of the market time, people like from other towns would come on the market to sell their goods, and they started to come early as possible, especially if there were Jews from other towns. So of course they want to come back before Shabbos, so they have enough time for preparation. So they will come like 4 a.m., 5:30, right? So it is allowed to, even though as we learned in the beginning of Kitzur, so it says that a person is not allowed to take care of his personal needs before he prays, right? And it's in general. Except like some exceptional situations, I guess. So, for example, a person has a flight very early in the morning, right? That's right. So in this case, yeah, he can go. For example, when we had this a few times in my life, so we had it. So and it was too early to pray. So it was like still night. Still night. What does it mean? Still night. For example, now by our time we can put. Talis and Philin 6:18. So today, when I came to shul, I started praying before that time. I mean, not me, everybody. And then when the time came, so they put Talis and Philin. So, like in some sense, we start praying earlier. So in this case, you allowed, yeah, you could drive to airport or take a taxi to airport, and then you can pray there. There is no problem. Okay, but those are like some exceptional cases. In most of the cases, you have to pray first, and then and then take care of your own personal things. But here it says the mitzvah I asked earlier, right? And do your shopping, Shabbos shopping even before prayer. So in some sense it's not for your personal needs. In some sense, even it is, but halachically it's not. So it is allowed. And it says, yes, one may buy these items even before the morning prayers. Commentary. See Mishnah Berurah 250 halacha 1. Right, that this permitted only if one would not be able to make the purchases afterwards. So meaning, but sometimes we learn in the different books that people would sell out early and they would leave. Right, they would not have they would take with them enough just to sell. They don't want to bring the loads back. Whatever they can sell, they sell, like a minimum, but that for sure that they can sell. Right, so sometimes if you're late, that's it, you're late. Regardless, one should recite Shema before making the purchases. So as we said before, I don't remember who asked, but doesn't matter. So the minimum requirement, for women, right, for women. So if a woman wakes up and she does not have time to pray, no problem, right? She needs to take care of children, husband, everything, right? So she can say the morning blessings, Shema, and that's it. So Shema in the first paragraph, and that's it. Later on she can finish. So exactly the same thing with men. It's minimum requirement. So what is it, like, I don't know, 5 minutes? That's it. So 5 minutes you pray, and then go shopping for men. Okay. Continue. Mishnah Berurah there adds that if one has a set time for a Torah study after Shacharis, he should take his purchase, make his purchase after he has finished studying. If this is not possible, he should schedule his study session for afterwards. So meaning, since to keep, as I've said many times, the schedule, your study schedule is so important. Why? Because Yetzer Hara is just looking for ways to throw us off. Guaranteed, like always. Doesn't matter how strong your schedule is, like and how you dedicated person, it's going to try to throw you off. Okay, so in this case, Mishnah Berurah said, don't do it. So, like, again, if the things are going to be there, if the people are going to sell out, that's the problem. But I guess that not Jews are still there. They're still selling things. Okay, there's no rush. They don't have any specific time they have to get back before Shabbos, but on winter days it would be a problem, right? So people would try to sell as early as possible. Continue. So okay, right. So try not to reschedule a study session. Again, one may buy these items before the morning prayer, as long as it will not cause him to miss the praying from his congregation. So praying with congregation is very, very important, right? Very, very important. So if you can do both things, so you must, right? As we have one person in my show, so he adhering to this halacha very strongly, very, very diligently. So he always on Friday. He always comes early, like many times even before me. I don't know, like he opens the shul, like opens the light, like air conditioner, heat, whatever. He's a very diligent person. On Friday he comes as everybody else. So and it became known that he's going shopping before the prayer. I mean, after prayer, I guess he goes to work, but he uses this law exactly, right? So. Even though we start very early, but I guess the stores, some stores also open very early. I don't know, 5 a.m. they open, maybe earlier. I don't know. Specifically on Friday. So commentary. Generally, one may not attend to his own needs. Okay, such as purchase necessity before Shacharis. See above, it's a very beginning, what is it, Siman 8. So now it's 74, it's very beginning of Shulchan Aruch. Attending to the errands on honor of Shabbos, however, is not considered attending to his own needs, right? As we explained, right? But needs of heaven, and it is permitted. Mishnah Berurah 251. So that's a very interesting statement, right? This, for who you buying this food, this necessity for Shabbat, for yourself, wine or whatever, candles, whatever you buy, like you guys buy for ourselves. But in heaven, it's considered that you buying for the needs of heaven, right? That's what it says, right? So again, however, not consider attending to his own needs, meaning on Aruch Shabbos, but needs of the heaven and upper and is permitted. So it's very interesting idea, right? So that's how important for us to prepare for Shabbos. It is better to buy the needs on Erev Shabbos. So Erev meaning Friday morning, right? Erev Shabbos, to honor Shabbos, and then to buy on Thursday. So meaning when you buy on Thursday, maybe you buy for Thursday dinner, right? Who knows, right? But when you buy on Friday morning, for sure you buy in honor of Shabbos. However, if it is something that require preparation, he should buy it on Thursday, right? So if it takes, they would buy meat, they have to be salted or something, right? It's not going to take if he buys it like in the morning on Friday, maybe it's not going to be enough time to properly prepare, right? So that's why I buy it on Thursday. But if ready-made food, of course, you can buy it on Friday. Oh, right, on Friday. So commentaries say, such as meat, which must be salted, exactly as we said, right? Which must be salted. See Mishnah Berurah 252. So today when we buy meat, so many years ago, in all of the packages, I'm sure in all of the, but at least what we bought, it was a note, right? Note like that this chicken was properly salted, right? Rinsed and salted. So I'm not sure when exactly they stopped putting this note in the packaging. I'm not sure. Maybe because it became like the industry standard. So they're not going to sell the chicken, right, or even meat, right? They same as meat in a store unless it is kosher. It was kosher. Now this meat that has been salted by the butcher is usually available for purchase. So when they go to butcher store, they don't salt anything, right? They actually get it from the factory. The Mishnah Berurah adds that if one will likely find better meat for sale on Erev Shabbos, he should wait until then to buy it. So meaning this butcher has to share the cow and he must sell it, right? There is no refrigerator. So the biggest likelihood for him to sell the whole cow is on Erev Shabbos. That's why if a person thinks that he can buy meat on Erev Shabbos, meaning Friday, so that they should do it. But otherwise, don't risk it. Right. So otherwise, he should buy it on Thursday. So commentary. Right. So it says during the winter months, right, but the days are short, it is preferable prepare as much one can on Thursday. Mishnah Berurah 252, right? Because the days are very short, very short. So you have to be prepared, especially like time on Friday flies so fast. So you just wings and that's it, and it's already 15 minutes before candle lighting. So we try to prepare. If you can do it on Wednesday, do it on Wednesday. Like if a person is working, for example, it must work on Friday. What can you do? So you prepare before. But the best way, to show you appreciation for Shabbos, is Friday. Upon every purchase he makes, he should say this is honor for the honor of Shabbos. So it's like over Shabbos. And same is clothing. So you have a new piece of clothing. So you say this is clothing in honor of Shabbos, right? And wear it for the first time. Then you can transfer it to weekday clothing, and you can wear them. But first time it would be preferable to do it in honor of Shabbos, right? And so all of these food items honor of Shabbos. It is one of the institution of Ezra, the scribe, the software, right? That people should launder clothing in honor of Shabbos on Thursday. So, and we have to understand when people were allowed to come to rebuild the second temple, they came from Babylonia. And these people did not go. They said, okay, we're going to send you money. Yeah, we're going to send you postcards. You go and you be religious. So who came? People who had nothing to lose, and very religious people. Right, and many religious people and poor who did nothing to lose, basically did not have clothing. So meaning the people were so poor they had only one change of clothing, and they would launder this clothing on Friday. So it was, of course, it's closer to Shabbos. You're going to be, it's the cleanest, wear the cleanest clothes possible because you did not work in it, you did not sweat in it, but it's problem because people would violate Shabbos because they would do all of the preparation in their clothing and say, after I'm done, I'm going to launder it. Of course, there is a problem. That's why Ezer Hasofer, he forbade doing laundry on Friday and said only on Thursday. So, and of course, later Paskim said there is no problem for us because we have a laundry machine. So, I mean, you put your clothing into a laundry machine and it's going to finish for sure. Like it's not going to take too much of your attention, too much of your time, right? So you can do other preparations. Right, so today it's not applied because it was a practical decision, not halakhic decision, but practical decision in order to build the fences around halakha. Okay, right, and it says that because on Erev Shabbos one must be involved in other needs as Shabbos. So many things, and time flies so fast. Okay, so next halacha is number 5, and it says, there is a mitzvah obligation upon every person that even if he has many attendants, nevertheless he too should personally do something for an honor of Shabbos, so that he himself show honor for Shabbos. This is in accordance with that which is found in Gemara Shabbos 119a. Real in practice Amaraim, Talmudic sages. Rav Hizda would mince the vegetables for Shabbos meal. Rabba and Rav Yosef would chop wood. Rav Zeira would kindle the fire. Rav Nachman would put the house in order and bring the utensils that were needed for Shabbos and clear way for the weekday utensils. Clear away the weekday utensils. From these sages, every person should learn such conduct, and not say, "I shall not detract from my honor by performing menial tasks." For this itself is his honor. There is honor for Shabbos. Okay, so let's do from the beginning, and we're going to explain and try to add few practical points. So from the beginning, there is a mitzvah obligation upon every person that even if he has many attendants, nevertheless he should do personally something in honor of Shabbos. So it doesn't matter how person rich or or even sick person, whatever person is, whatever little he can make, he must do. So the most common thing for a man to do is prepare the candles, because the obligation to kindle the light is on the men and women. So I mean, as we said before, we give this this honor for a woman to light the candle, but it's because of the other reasons, right? Because I mean, it's enough for somebody, for one person of the household to light the candles, and the women must fix whatever Chava did, right? So Chava is extinguish the light of life with her decision, right, to eat from the tree of knowledge. So now she doing Teshuvah, all of the women that descended from Chava, meaning all of the women, so they have to light the Shabbos candles, right? So she extinguished the light. So now she has light the candles. Okay, so that's a woman obligation. But if man is alone, right, he must light the candles, right? So his personal obligation. Right, but since she's going to light, at least he can do part of the mitzvah. So he can start the mitzvah. He can clear the wax from the previous week and put the fresh candles. Like in olden days, the wicks were very poor quality. They had to like burn the wicks and extinguish them, so it would be easier to relight them. But today, of course, the wicks are the high quality. They put some things, I don't know, whatever is it, some wax, whatever is it, I don't know what they put, but they light very easily, very nicely. But at least prepare the candles. It also takes time. If people use oil, you have to take the whole wick off, or you have to clean. Sometimes there is like some garbage from the wick. So I mean, it takes time. Maybe not so much time, but still it takes time and effort. So that's man's job. Prepare for candle lighting. Right. Okay. So it doesn't matter how important a person is. He has to do himself, right? Not through somebody else. Something for honor of Shabbos. This is in accordance with which we find the Gemara Shabbos 119b regarding the prominent Amoraim, Talmudic sages, and meaning that if they found it necessary to do all of these things, so as a person can say, no, you do it, my dear wife, and I'm learning Torah. What could be higher the mitzvah than learning Torah? So the wife must say, look, Rav Hizda was much learned than you, and he also learned Torah, but he stopped because it was Friday, and he did all of the chores, right? Or Rav Hizda, Rav Yosef, right? All of these great Amoraim. So they also knew about the importance of the learning Torah and do it other mitzvahs, but guess what? They found the time to do that. Right, so Rav Hizda was means the vegetables for Shabbos means. So we also a man can do some simple things that wife allows him to do. Baruch HaShem, Rabbi and Rav Yosef chop wood. Okay, you need the wood to keep the house warm, and for to prepare the meal. Of course, you need wood. Rav Zera would kindle fire. Okay. Rav Nachman would put the house in order. Right, so you have to straighten out house to make it beautiful. Change the tablecloth, or put the new tablecloth, or I don't know, change it, do whatever you need to make it beautiful. And bring utensils that were needed for Shabbos. So usually for Shabbos, people should have like separate utensils. I mean, if it's a big family and they cannot, there is no way that they would be able to wash the dishes. Yeah, they can use disposable plates. Of course, the disposable plates cannot be the cheapest one. It should be not nice looking disposable plates, right? But if they have a chance, they have like a dishwasher, or they can wash. Somebody can wash in the house the dishes. So it's proper would be to have a beautiful Shabbos utensils, like that we don't use during the week, of course. And clear away the weekday utensils. So put them away, so in order not to use them. From these stages, every person should learn such a conduct, and not say, I shall not detract from my honor. Some people like get the honor just because he's a big boss in his position, like wherever he works. Everybody pays him respect. So now in the house, he said, I'm not going to do it. Sometimes it gets into a person's head. Okay. I shall not detract from my honor by performing these menial tasks. For this itself is his honor, that he honors Shabbos. Right, meaning it's honor to him. It's not like detraction from his. It's actually honor to him that he honors Shabbos, as we said, because it's not his personal affairs. It's a family affairs. Commentary. Furthermore, if Shabbos approaching, and there is still work to be done, one is obligated to help complete the work to ensure that no desecration of Shabbos results. Right. So if you see somebody's wife is late, she has a headache, she has this problem, that problem with kids. Kids start acting out. Now they don't want to take shower. They have their own needs. They have opinion, right? And the mother is like, she's frustrated. Like she explained, there is only 1.5 hours before the candle lighting. We have to do now, honey. And honey said, I have my own opinion. I'm not ready for shower. I need to do whatever she needs to do. You understand? So in this case, a man has to jump in and do what he must do. right? Must help for sure. Okay, what else should we add? I mean, that's it basically. So all the preparations, so whatever person does and he must do, and it's very interesting. We will learn in Sefer HaChinuch about returning of the lost objects. And it says exception is if person sees the object and he's a very important person, he's a Torah sage, he's a judge, he's this, he's that, right? So it's not proper for him to take this goat that we've been around laying in mud for 3 days, right? And now it's like with his suit, with his long coat, and start bringing him go to the town and see who lost it. I mean, it's a detraction for the honor, and and also you say he's not obligated, right? All us obligated, he's not. And they also say if somebody is so important, even his own eyes, so he would not do it for himself. So he sees, he knows that his goat ran away, and he sees his goat. So and he's not going to do it because he is honor. He's going to go home and ask one of his servants to come and get it, right? So in this case, he's not obligated to return the lost object to another person because he would not do it for his own lost object. Right, but I don't remember whose opinion, but Sefer HaChinuch brings that's a brilliant opinion. So he said that some sages say no, opposite is true. Since he would not do it for himself, it's a mitzvah to do it now, right? Because he showed for myself, I'm not going to do it, but because Hashem said so, I'm going to do it. So that's honor to Hashem, to Hashem, right? So I put my honor aside. Hashem said that mitzvah, I do this mitzvah. Okay. So we continue and see number 6, and it says the custom among the entire Jewish people is to bake bread in their home in honor of Shabbos. Not only if during the week they eat paspaltar, right? Akum, right? Right. So we learn about it in our kosher kitchen class. Bread baked by a commercial baker who is idolater, in which case they should certainly take care on the holy day of Shabbos to eat only the bread baked by a Jew. 1 second. Baked by a Jew. But even during the week, one eats the bread baked by a commercial Jewish baker. Nevertheless, in honor of Shabbos, they should also bake bread in their home, so that the woman of the house may fulfill the mitzvah of separating challah from the dough. This is of special importance because Adam, the first man, was created on Shabbos, on Erev Shabbos, right? He was created on Erev Rosh Hashanah, right? So on Erev Rosh Hashanah, and it's very beautiful medrash that describes like every hour, what happened every hour after his creation, until he was judged and kicked out. Okay, interesting. On Erev Shabbos, and he was the challah of the world. So challah is like a beginning, something like, right? Loose translation, like beginning of the world. The woman of his, there is his wife, Chava, caused him physical and spiritual destruction through her sin, of giving him a fruit from the tree of knowledge. Therefore, the woman must correct it through the mitzvah of challah. The custom is to make 3 loaves, a large, medium, and small size loaves. The medium, I mean, before we continue, that's not what we do. We make 4. 3 is not enough. We're going to explain. The medium size loaf should be served as a nighttime meal, medium. The large one should be used for a daytime meal. So that's why they call it Kiddush Rabbah, the big Kiddush. Usually people eat more during the day than during the night, right? To demonstrate that honor of Shabbos, takes precedence on over honoring the night. Okay, and the small loaf for the third meal. Okay, so I mean it's a lot of information. So let's go from the beginning, and we're going to explain. Okay, from the beginning with explanations. The custom among the entire Jewish people is that to bake bread in a home in honor of Shabbos. So that's custom, and you see, and it's not because of the separation of challah. I mean, it's very nice if you need if you need so much dough that you will be able to separate challah. But if you don't have such a big family, or or you don't need such dough, you're not obligated to put yourself in that position. Because as we said before, like in order to separate challah, you need 5 pounds, almost a little less, a little less than 5 pounds of flour. So it's a lot. It's a lot, right? The point is, I mean, if you can achieve both. For example, you did partially for baking bread, and part of this dough you added some more ingredients and use it for cakes and cookies. That's not a problem. Or you freeze, for example. Today we can freeze. That's a difference. So you can still separate the challah, right? Right. Again, the custom among the entire Jewish people is to bake bread in honor of in their home in honor of Shabbos. Right? They actually teach in yeshiva from little girls from age, I don't know, 5 or 6, how to bake challah. So they participate, and when they grow up, like a little, they know like 100%. There is no doubt. They're not afraid like other kids who go to public school. They never saw anything baked in their house. They only buy things, right? Not only if during the week they eat the bread baked by commercial baker who is a daughter. So, and it's not only because during the week they eat not this. I don't want to say not kosher. HaShem. It is kosher. So this bread baked a non-Jew. So it's not the only reason, right? Right. In this case, in which case they should certainly take care on the holiday of Shabbos to eat bread baked by a Jew, right? So it's not the only reason. And commentary, see the Kitzur above in Torah 8:1. The restriction of eating bread baked by idolater, by idolatrous commercial baker is not followed by in all communities. So in as we said, and we also discussed this topic extensively in kosher kitchen. So we said in some community they were lenient because they were very poor and they could not afford to have a Jewish baker. Maybe it was not enough Jews for him to open up a bakery and have it as a business, right? And maybe or some other reason. So in those cases, in those communities, rabbis allowed us to buy the food from a commercial baker. So what is the difference between commercial and not commercial? What's the difference? So the difference is that they restricted this as eating non-Jewish bread. Right? It was not because of the ingredients, because in olden days they did not have all of these fancy schmancy things. Right? They were only the flour, the water, and eggs, right? That's it. Maybe many times not eggs, only salt or something, and that's it. Like simple bread. But the problem is that our sages foresaw that if they would allow us to eat food cooked by non-Jews, so it can bring us to intermarriage. That's the problem. So right. So if you buy this or take this. Bread from your neighbor, non-Jewish neighbor, that's the problem. So again, you get too friendly, they invite you invite them, and that's it. And the rest of the history, and you intermarry. Chas v'shalom, right? But if you buy from commercial bakers, he's not there to get close to you. He does not care. He has many customers. That's why this leniency was took place. But as he said in the comment, not everybody adopted. This leniency to buy non-Jewish, like from householder for sure not, but even from a commercial baker, not everybody agreed. Okay. Right. Just 1 second. But on the holy day of Shabbos, we should eat only bread baked by a Jew. Commentary. Adhering to the stringency in a view as a form of honoring Shabbos. So even the whole week they eat this not commercial bread, right? But the commercial bread from a non-Jew, but on Shabbos they would bake. Okay, if there is such a bread available, so of Jewish bread, one may eat bread baked by adulterous commercial baker. If there is the custom of the community, see Mishnah Berurah 242:6, or for example, a woman simply cannot like physically don't have time. So that's not a problem. So you just buy kosher bread from supermarket, and there is no problem. Okay. But even if let me go back a little. So let's just 1 second. So let's do the whole sentence again because it's a very long sentence. Not only if during the week they eat the bread baked by commercial baker who is idolater, in which case they should certainly take care on the holy Shabbos to eat the bread baked by a Jew. But even if during the week they eat the baked bread baked by commercial Jewish baker, right? Nevertheless, in honor of Shabbos, they should also bake bread in their home. And it's many people have this tradition, right? They maybe not very observant, but since from old days, from great grandparents, that on Friday morning, they would bake these breads. Okay. Very good. So the woman of the house may fulfill the mitzvah of separating challah from the dough. But again, as we said, if don't bake too much bread. For example, if she wants she would bake 7 breads from these 5 pounds of flour. And where are you going? Who is going to eat them during the week? Maybe they're going to stale it. People are going to throw them out. Baltashlis. So right. So I mean, you're allowed to put yourself in a situation if you're not going to waste food. Okay. If you have intention to, I think in the laws of Challah, we learn if you have intention to give it to somebody else, you cannot count this this not totally you Challah. Only if you do it from your own. If after you baked it, your neighbor said, "Oh, you know what? I have a problem with my stove; it's not working." I say, "Oh, you know what? No problem. I have a Challas for you. I have extra, so you can give them." So in this case, yeah, there's because after the fact. But initially, you cannot have in mind that I'm going to do this 2 batches of dough, and 1 batch I'm going to keep for myself, for my cookies and for my challas, and the rest I'm going to give to somebody else. So I'm going to work out. Okay. So it says challah refers to a portion of dough that must be separated when certain measures dough is needed. Right? See Siman 35 for details of the mitzvah. So I mean, it was a long time ago. 25. So continue. 23. This is a special importance because Adam, the first man, was created on Erev Shabbos. And Erev Shabbos, and we said it's on Rosh Hashanah. Right, on Erev Shabbos. And he was called Challah of the world. Commentary. Just when the dough is needed, the portion is then is removed from the rest, elevated to the status of Challah. So very interesting. So when you make a dough, so you remove this piece of dough, and this dough becomes holy. So what it means holy? That it belongs. Holy means sanctified with a special holiness. So we're not allowed. If I'm not a Kohen, I'm not allowed to eat it. Right, and it is 100% forbidden food for me. For Kohen, yes, it is allowed. But today, since the Kohanim, they are spiritually impure, right? That is spiritually impure, so they are not allowed to eat it. So we have to destroy it. As we learned, we have to destroy it. Some people would burn it in the oven, but again, we have to be very careful how you burn it in the oven. You have to double wrap in aluminum foil. Why? Because the we're not allowed to derive any pleasure from forbidden food. What is pleasure? Even aroma. So if I baked, I did whatever I did in my oven, right? And at the same time, I wanted to save money on the gas or something, right? So I would put this open challah, right? And so aroma from the challah is going to enter into the food. So in some sense, a person would benefit from the forbidden. That's why it's not allowed. Unless if you double wrap, there is no problem. And even the some aroma escapes, that's inconsequential. Right. Right. So in some sense, this our sages comparing this Adam, creation of Adam, right, from the whole creation. So the whole creation is whole creation, but then Hashem separated man and said that would be separate. All creation is on one part and man is in another part. And that's Challah. And she, in some sense, she extinguished this Challah. Right. The woman that is his wife, Chava, caused him physical and spiritual destruction. Right, physical destruction. What is the physical destruction? He did not die. Yeah, he did not die, but he shrinks a lot. Shrinking a lot in his size, as we know. Right, like he was a giant according to the eye sizes, but before that he was much bigger. Right, so physically and of course spiritually. The custom is to make 3 loaves. So as I said, it's not like you're not. I mean, with 3 loaves, it's not going to work out. Okay, so if for Friday night you have 2 loaves, we have a separate mitzvah to have lechem mishnah, right? 2 loaves. So okay, Friday night you have 2 loaves, no problem. So you ate from one. Let's say you finished, not finished, doesn't matter. Let's say did not finish. So on Friday morning, you also there is mitzvah to have 2 loaves. So you have this big one, the biggest one, and the smallest one. Right, and you ate from the biggest one, so it's already not complete. And according to majority of our sages, you should have 2 loaves for the 3rd meal. So that's why it's proper to make 4 loaves. And the 4th loaf, it's proper to use for what is it? For Milava Malka. So because Milava Malka, in some sense, it's connected to Shabbos. Okay, so I mean, but technically, 3 loaves is a minimum. The 3rd meal technically you can do with a whole loaf, right? Whatever is small loaf, and plus like a piece slice or like an incomplete loaf if you don't have any choice. It's not the best way to for the mitzvah, but if nothing else is available, so you can do that. Or you can have a matzah if you sell matzah. So we always have like 2 boxes of matzah just in case. After Pesach, so we ran out of bread for whatever reason, so we can use matzahs, no problem. So and sometimes like like if you need 2 breads, so you matzah is the 2nd bread, and then you put it away, put it back. There's no problem. You're not obligated to eat from both breads. Okay, so we have 3 loaves, right? A large, medium, and a small. Medium, you do it for nighttime meal. The large for a daytime meal. To demonstrate the honor of the day of Shabbos. So day is a day. Day is during the day, not the Friday night. But during the Friday night, Kiddush on Friday night is actually biblical, and on Friday morning it's rabbinical. Right. So commentaries say, based on the precept, Mishnah Berurah 271, section 9, writes that one should reserve his finest food for daytime meal. Finest food for daytime meal, so it's called Kiddush Rabbah, as we said. Right, and the 3rd loaf is for the 3rd meal. Right, so Seudah Shlishis that we do before Mincha and before Mincha, or after Mincha. So I mean, as we're going to see, it's proper to do after Mincha. I personally do before Mincha because I eat at home. I don't eat in the shul. Right. So I eat at home. Go there, pray Mincha, and everybody, like not everybody, it's like majority of the people, for sure, majority would go eat, and the rabbi is going to speak, but I prefer to learn Torah. Okay, no problem. So I think we can stop here. So because next sif is very long.